and this week's vlog we're going to focus on what a lot of people come and see me about, which is making a change in their mindset and also body and the ability to heal and recover from pain or inflammation or illness. And so this week's blog really explores how if you're really wanting to make a change in any aspect of your life, mind or body, it very much comes down to what story are you coming from? What are you believing? Because we create stories to make sense of things in our lives, in our digital age. This is exactly what Facebook and Instagram is all about. And, you know, back in the day, the way that we told stories was a fantastic way of sharing wisdom and imparting knowledge onto generations. Wouldn't that be a cool thing if our digital sharing stories space was only about sharing wisdom rather than any baggage? That's another blog. But maybe that's something you can be mindful of when you're sharing your stories on your digital space. Something that's uplifting, elevating within your energy space, as well as inspiring knowledge. And so we create stories in many different ways, even while we're scrolling and looking at other people's stories and then comparing ours to theirs without even logically reasoning that everybody is at different stages of their lives and we should never be wanting to be in other people's stage or life. And if we would just would create that space every day where we can come back and be more focused and in the moment of what's going on for us, wouldn't we be such much happier beings? But discover what story you're living in. It might be an old story that you decided a long time ago, and it might be a limiting story and perhaps a little bit negative, because for many of us, we find letting go and moving forward sometimes a really hard thing to do. It can be a bit of a skill set that needs to be learned. So jump on this week's blog to learn all about your story and how you might be able to be flexible in your mindset to change any limiting or negative stories that you really don't need to hold on to anymore. Because how you think and feel and what you're believing about your story dictates what filter you're seeing your life through, and that'll affect how your body processes stress, how quickly you can move on, how you'll show up in your life, and how happy and healthy you are. So I hope you enjoy this week's blog for lots of tips on how to shift your story and discover which one you're living from.